Alright guys, so we finally dropped below the support, and just want to remind you that the point of $9,500 and the drop below that prioritized the scenario of the bear market at that point, and we are currently at this bear market list, a local one, and the fact that we didn't go up from this consolidation and went down means that we probably will go even lower. And just as I said before and like few videos ago, the more we'll test this level, the more likely we'll break it, probably on the fourth time. This was kind of fourth or even fifth time, so we dropped after that. That was the fake move to the upside, that was another fake move. And in this video we'll talk about what to expect next, where the price will stop and start to grow, why, which levels we will look at, and what of those are very, very important. First of all, I must say that even the drop here was below the support, the major support, and one would expect a huge volume over here. Instead of that, the volume was quite low, even lower than this one from $9,500 when we dropped from $9,500 to $8,000. So it means that nobody is buying and nobody is selling, except just the liquidation of the long positions who are trading with a high leverage, and that is an alarming sign. Technically, there are a few ways. As I told you again when we were looking at this area, if we will go much lower and have a kind of a V-shaped reversal, then we may expect the continuation of the rise. This is the classical reversal pattern. Here should be a huge volume, didn't happen. If I'd say we will go something like that and we'll continue to consolidate around here, there will be two scenarios. First, we will move up again, or we will move down, because we can't actually stay here very long and repeat the same one as we draw over here. It will be too obvious. So from that point, I think this scenario is very unlikely to happen, and either we'll go up straight from here or we'll go down. So we went down, and the fact that we went actually lower the support means that we'll probably most likely will continue this move. And again, since here we don't see the huge volume, what are the scenarios of the potential bottoming? Of course, since this looks like a pure manipulation because of no volume, no real price action, first thing, at every point, even from here, there is a chance that the price will shoot to the upside like a couple of $1,000s or even more. It liquidates all the short positions over here, at least move all the stop orders, trigger all the stop orders, pretty much the same way it would happen with the longs. It means that the market will be shaken out from all the traders or the majority of the risky traders, and the price will continue to move in the way it wants. Second scenario is a kind of a sideways price action. We may go a little higher, a little lower, maybe something like this. Accumulation. That would be a long, exhausting period and pretty much boring. Nobody will trade, but huge players will accumulate the position at this area, at this range, despite the volume will be very low. But the most likely scenario to happen is that we'll continue dropping. We'll continue dropping with maybe some pullbacks to the upside, and then at some point we will see huge volume at this area, something at least around this volume or even this volume. And then at this point we will see the V-shaped reversal, after which we will have some kind of consolidation and redistribution to the upside. This is, in my opinion, the most likely scenario to happen. Moreover, you can look at the previous bear market over here. So what do you see? Drop, significant pullback. Drop, significant pullback, and so on and so forth. Here, nothing like that. Unless we will not see a pullback, we will continue dropping and will not have a chance to make this pullback into something real, like a reversal, potential reversal to the upside. Not to mention that again, here it was at least some volume similar to the volume which was at the top of the market. Here, basically nothing. Now, what level shall we look at? Well, there are many things which I would like to point out here. First of all, if you remember, at some point we were drawing the channels on the logarithmic time scale from previous bull market and using the highs and lows of the correction as some kind of a guidelines. And this channel, which was some kind of a very important channel for the previous bull market, was intersecting the channel for the drop, the bear channel over here, and this intersection led to the reversal of the price to the upside. So if we look at the logarithmic chart, then in principle we can see that this channel also intersects with this descending channel over here, somewhere around $6,500. So we may very likely go and test this area and move there somewhere higher without probably even without some significant volume, but just kind of a redistributing here and then finally go to the upside. So this is one of the first areas which I would pay attention to. Also, in fact, on the regular chart, the non-logarithmic chart, this formation is still maybe considered as the wedge, the falling wedge. And if this wedge will actually hold, if it will not go below this support, then technically we may break it to the upside at some point. This is the bullish pattern, and it's just a matter of where the price will go, where it will be the low within this wedge. Again, it could be down to $6,000 easily. So this is the very first thing to pay attention to. Another thing is the moving averages, and we will look at the weekly time frame. On a weekly time frame, as the most and one of the most important time frames, we have our 200 weeks moving average serving as a support for the general bear markets here and here. In fact, right now it is somewhere at $4,700. Of course, the price will not go there immediately, so probably it will rise a little bit more by inertia, and the price will meet with this moving average somewhere around $5,500. Well, potentially like plus minus $500, depending on the speed of the evolution of the price. And this is a very high chance here that the price will hold above this moving average, and we will see the pullback from here. That is not all, of course. If we look at the Fibonacci retracement on a regular time frame, what we will see is we are currently at the level of 61.8%. This is historically a very strong level for the retracement for Bitcoin, and usually you may expect the reversal from that retracement level. However, looking at the price, how bearish it is, I think, and no volume and so on, I think that we more likely will go lower and test this level, 78.6%, which is $5,500. Again, it's confluent with this moving average reaching this point. But if we will switch to the logarithmic time scale and also change the Fibonacci retracement levels into the levels based on the log scale, then you would see that on the log scale we are actually not on 61.8 but 38.2 here. It was another support, 23.6 here, so we broke this, and now we're heading to 50, which is 6,600, and then another one is 61.8, which is again $5,600, close to the area where the moving average, 200 weeks moving average, will be. And you see, this is a magical 61.8%, which may play out as it usually does for Bitcoin. Not to mention that, in fact, this is still the level of support at around $6,000, which many people are looking at, because despite it was broken so violently over here, you may see it as a support, and this is like a psychological level to consider for many people out there. So again, $5,500, $6,000, this is an important point to look at. Now, I would open Stochastic Oscillator, RSI, and MACD, and I will go to 1 month time frame. Why 1 month? Because it actually eliminates all the noise, and you see the major swings very, very nicely here. So what do we see here? First, you see this low of the market. You see here on Stochastic the same low. RSI, the lowest point. MACD, this is a bit tricky. You need to look at the histogram. Histogram turns from the lowest point of the red area to slightly increasing its value and going to positive eventually. Look at the low here, previous bear market. This is the low on Stochastic, low on RSI, low on a histogram of MACD. So what I would look at with the confluence with all the moving averages, with the Fibonacci retracement and all the things which we just discussed, I will look at the point where we will see major indicators turn to be bullish, like this crossover on Stochastic, for example, this reversal on RSI, this kind of a pattern like you will see, let me draw it, something like this. It will go to the negative and then it start to reverse. This histogram start to be from dark red to this pink area, and then at that point it would be a moment when we'll probably see the reversal. So it's not the time for catching knives, guys. The only one thing which you can do is dollar cost averaging right now. It's the most viable strategy. The most devastating scenario will be if we will not enter the position and the price will go up without us. So probably it's reasonable to consider this as like a gradual adding to your position at some point. Even at this point, if you are looking as for accumulation of Bitcoin for a long term, this is probably the viable strategy. What I would also point out is that there is another line, another support around here. And in fact, if the price will go here, it also somewhere around $5,000. So it's again in a close vicinity to all those levels which I was talking about. So guys, once again, we are officially in a bear market, at least short term maybe, but still it is very red. There is no time to like buying for everything which you have over here. It's probably better to wait until we will see some reversal, some kind of indication of the fact that this bloody situation is over and we'll have a hope for moving to the upside. I don't say now sell, because if you already have your Bitcoin for long term, probably it's just a matter of time when we'll have the profit for those investments. But if you want to add to your value, please be careful. This is very dangerous situation right now. Not to mention altcoins, which of course will go much lower even from those levels which they are now. It seems to be that they are at the bottom, but apparently if Bitcoin will go to a lower area, then altcoins will drop much lower. But still, don't forget that if the most bullish scenario will happen and we'll see the move to the upside from here, it will be very sad if you will not buy at least some portion at this high discount area and appear to be without any position. Although again, I expect the price moving to the downside, but we need to look at every point and every possible scenario. Finally, the thing which I was going to say, guys, if you bought at some high level over here and now you are in the loss, well, first of all, I hope that you didn't invest too much and you still don't need that money urgently. This is the major rule. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. But if you feel that, oh well, I invested and now I have my loss, don't let this feeling take over you, because everything is just temporal drop. You will still see your gains eventually, still will be in profit. It's just a matter of time when Bitcoin will reach a new all-time high, higher than $20,000. It's not the matter to feel stressed or depressed. In the end, it's still just money after all, right? But even with this money, you will still be in profit. It's almost clear if you, of course, believe in the technology of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin moving forward and making a new face of the worldwide economy. So it's just a matter of time when you will get your profits on your investments. So don't be discouraged. Don't feel sad. Everything will be fine. Eventually, we just need to wait and try to take this as a lesson, which would help you to be profitable in future. Finally, guys, as you know, I moved to the new channel. Very few subscribers here. I would like to spread the word to a bigger audience, and I would really appreciate if you'd share this video with your friends in chats, Telegram chats, wherever you can, to help people to know more. And if you think that this information is valuable, I hope that you do. So I would really appreciate that. And that is it for today. Thank you for watching.